Paul, fantastic to see you. And you look well, you've just come back from New York.
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Another doctorate, is it, for the collection?
I got an honorary doctorate from Yale University.
Well, you were spied. I was watching on the web and you spotted Paul McCartney's on the campus.
Yeah.
We think he's going to pick up something. So that must be... When that happens, how do you actually feel?
Well, it's great, I mean, obviously, like, if you get invited to get a doctorate from Yale...
The oldest.
It's not the kind... Yeah, it's a great institution, so it's not the kind of thing you sort of say, no, I'm sorry, I'm doing something.
I'm busy, Corrie's on.
I'm busy, So it was great. It was a great event. Really good weather. It's I like those things. They're quite emotional. Because all the kids are graduating, and it's a lot of kids. And, they're clever kids. I like it.
They must be thrilled to bits as well, because it's something that they're going to say, and guess who else was there?
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about it is they don't tell anyone.
Oh, right.
Yale don't tell in advance, so nobody knows who's going to be honoured.
No.
So there was 8 people, and I was amongst them.
And Sunday, you're going to be in Liverpool for the Liverpool Sound concert. And, 5 years ago you were there, because you finished your tour there, and you were up there just a couple of weeks ago for Eki Cor Meum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yeah, well, because it's Capital of Culture year, it's nice to do something for it, and I was asked if they could do Eki Cor Meum, my choral piece. So they did that at the cathedral. What
was that like? Was it moving?
Yeah.
Especially at the cathedral, the big...
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's a great building anyway. It's one of the biggest in Europe. And I applied to be a choir boy there when I was 11. Got turned down.
Why?
So I wasn't any good.
I don't believe you.
No. So this was my revenge anyway.
Yeah.
You'd come back with, this is my work, and you choir boys are going to sing it.
And brilliant, as you say, in that arena. It's fantastic, isn't
great.
it? For people who don't know, it really is such an
It's
amazing...
fantastic.
And Liverpool, the concert, you're doing at Anfield, Liverpool Football Ground. Now, why? I mean, are you a Liverpool supporter?
You know what? I support both the teams. I know you're not allowed to, really. I'm officially Everton, because my dad was born in Everton. So our family team is really Everton. But... quite a few years ago, I was playing a concert at Wembley, and there was a row of empty seats, and I always say to our promoter, if there's any empty seats, just give them away about an hour before. I don't want to see empty seats, just give them away. Anyone walking past, anyone you know. So I open up the show, and there's a row of empty seats, and I'm thinking, I'll kill him. I will kill him. He didn't give them away. But after the next number, in walked the Liverpool team, led by Kenny Dalglish, and they've all got light grey suits, white shirts, red ties, and they're all kind of walking in, not trying to, make a fuss. So I had to support them after that.
Well, he's such a god as well in Liverpool. I went up for the Liverpool, the opening of City of Culture, and the people that flock around that man, Kenny Dalglish, it's just amazing. But the Beatles and yourself have never, as I say, shown any particular allegiance to a team, but Albert Stubbins is on the cover of Sergeant Pepper's looking over Marlene Dietrich's shoulder.
Yeah.
So I always wondered if it was just,
I think it was just like a funny name when we grew up. Albert Stubbins, Dixie Dean.
Yeah.
You'd hear all these names our parents would say. So I think we were looking for heroes, and someone sort of said Albert Stubbins. We all had a laugh, so got to do it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we were particular fans. But, I like both the teams. They're both good teams. But I say, if it comes to the crunch, I'm Everton.
Oh, right, OK. And so the set for Sunday, I mean, are you going to come up with something particularly different? You're not promoting an album, so, is it going to be a whole mix of stuff and other surprises?
Well, I mean, it's a funny thing, that surprise thing, because if I go to see someone's show, I kind of want them to do the hits. Sort of, like Prince came, and a few people saw the show on various nights, and when he did the hits, they said, great show. When he didn't, it was like, oh, he didn't do the hits, he wanted to hear Purple Rain, and so I kind of mix it. We've got a couple of surprises for Liverpool,
I can imagine the crowd are just going to be singing and chanting like crazy, aren't they? And you've got some great bands opening up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the money from this, going Lipper, and Nordoff Robbins, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lipper, you must be incredibly proud of.
Yeah, I am. You know, it's the old grammar school that I went to, and George Harrison went there too. So we were mates at that school. And it's a lot of memories. John went to the art school next door. So it's, you know, I've got a lot of time for it. And years ago, but probably just over 10, probably about 12 years ago, I went up there on a nostalgia trip just to see my old school. And it was falling down because it had been closed and it was now kind of derelict. And seeing it had been built in 1825, so I just started thinking, you know, what with me going there and George going there, it shouldn't fall down. It's an old building, 1825. Should try and, you know, keep it going. So we hatched this plan, me and a guy called Mark Featherstone Whitty, who's the man, who sort of devoted his life to it now. He lives up there. He's brought his young lad up there. He's got a little Scouser, his son, although Mark is rather sort of, you know, what his son's like. All right. But... so, yeah, we hatched this plan to make it a performing arts school. So it is now Liverpool Institute for Performing Arts. And it's great. It's a lovely school. And the kids are great. I go up there, do a bit of teaching, and go to the graduation and stuff. You know, it's very good.
Are you ever tempted, though? I mean, you know, it's all performing arts, and we see actors and actresses on our tellies who've come through. We hear of bands, I mean, on Radio 2 have had the Wombats in session, I've had Eugene McGuinness. When you see these people, and you must be incredibly proud of them, are you ever tempted, because I'm just thinking in the past, you've done some great production, Badfinger, Come and Get It, you know, Bonzo Dogs. Have you ever thought, actually quite tempted to produce the Wombats or somebody else?
Produce them, yeah. I don't do much production now, but it's, you know, the thing is, I had a lot of time when I was producing. That was kind of all I did, was just music. Now, you know, I've got other things. I've got children, grandkids and stuff, so, you know, you split your time a bit more. But, yeah, it might be very tempting. I'm not sure they'd want me. You know,
it's a different...
no, I did. I had one of the guys at the Wombats in one of my classes, kind of thing, and it was great. So years later, now they're doing great. A good little band.
Well, they were there for the opening of Liverpool City of Culture. Ringo did his bit on the roof, and then they did a bit. You know, and they were really, really excited. I don't think they could believe what was happening to them. But of course, for them, I mean, I'm just thinking that, you know, how you were allowed to flourish and develop. Now the music industry is quite a different place, isn't it?
It's a different place, but the world's a different place. I mean, it's always going to be a different place. 10 years from now, it'll be very different, I'm sure. I don't mind that, you know. I think there's always something good about the time you're living in, hopefully, anyway. And I think there's a lot of good stuff about now. I think there's a lot of good bands about.
Yeah.
And it's different for them. Who do I rate?
Yeah, at the moment.
I like Radiohead.
Yeah.
I think they're really cool. You know, I think they're on it, they're innovative, and Zootons, Killers, Wombats. Yeah. I think there are a lot of good people around.
And of course, a lot of those people will cite you as an inspiration. And, you know, many bands, I'm just thinking as well, like the Ramones naming themselves after you because you used to check in as Paul Ramone, and people cite you musically, you know, as this wonderful inspiration. Is there somebody you still hold as being an inspiration?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my old heroes who, you know, even though they're long gone, they're still my inspiration in many ways. But of the people around, Bob Dylan, probably the guy I would, you know, pick out of the hat kind of thing as my inspiration. Just, I think he's great. You know, I just think he's a great poet, cool guy. I like what he does, you know, he always does something a bit different.
His radio show's fab as well.
He's Dylan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But when you were, say, like the Wombats, you know, and you were young and you were setting out, any of that Merseybeat lot that you looked at and thought, oh, watch out, they're going to be really good, they could be better than us, or did you know that you were...
When we were all the groups in Liverpool?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds conceited, but we knew. I mean, you know, it was a big competition, so... When we were actually all there, you didn't take it for granted. You know, you worked to be the best. But I think you've got to think you're the best. Well, you know, it's no good thinking you're second best or we're about third, you know, because then you've got to work to be the best. So We did. We worked hard, you know, and any of the groups started to get a bit good, we tried to wipe them out. Simple as that.
But Liverpool, you know, after the 60s and the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, has produced some fantastic stuff, whether it be bands or DJs or what have you.
Ken Dodd, right there.
Give the man an OBE, that's what I keep saying. Give him a statue, Ken Dodd, as funny as ever. But are there people, you know, from any of those decades that you've sort of thought, yeah, these are a class act?
Yeah, no, I think there's been a lot of good bands. Echo and the Bunnymen were, you know, top band. We've got the Zootons on the bill. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good people.
It's prolific, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's one of those towns. Mind you, there's a lot of those towns now. There used to just be a couple, you know, London, Liverpool, and Manchester started to come into its own, you know. They didn't have that many in the beginning. It was sort of like the Hollies, Freddie and the Dreamers. It wasn't like a, you know, a really cooking scene, but now that Manchester's great.
Oh, well, now everybody can do it, can't they, as well? You can do it in your bedroom. Everybody's got the opportunity.
Steady on, Janice, not in front of the horses, please.
Everybody's got the opportunity to have a go, which is brilliant, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Changed the face of it all, you know. Yeah. And, you know, some of the big top records were made in people's bedrooms, so they don't need the infrastructure which I think is a good thing.
I do.
Yeah, it's all changing. So the way that people are distributing records now is completely different. Well, obviously with the net, it's changed everything. But like I say, you know, I like change. You know.
It's good. You know, it's got to keep moving.
People say to me, oh, well, you know, what about, you know, it's all download. And I say, yeah, but then it was going back. It was like CDs. That was a change. Now they seem old-fashioned. Before that, it was tape. You know, before that was vinyl. So I've kind of seen all those changes, and it doesn't really matter to me.
Well, if we don't have it, it's just all going to be the same, isn't it? Yeah. So we've just got to...
And you've still got to have the music. That's the bottom line. Exactly. It doesn't matter what form it takes. You know, if it's still on vinyl, it doesn't matter. Right. I wouldn't worry. In fact, you know, a lot of people like vinyl best still. Yeah.
As long as you can hear it and see it. It's, you know, and because live music,
you know, obviously I like the big...
Sexy vinyl.
The big covers. You get nice artwork on them. Now it's like...
Liverpool's had more number ones than any other city, which they're celebrating this year as well. Beating Detroit, you know. Yeah. So that's all, you know, part of City of Culture. What do you think this is going to bring to the city, and especially you being there on Sunday?
The show? Oh, I don't know. We're just going to have a good night out. I mean, that's all I ever aim to do, you know. But I think the fact that it's the City of Culture, I think, is a good thing because, I don't know, about 12 years ago when we were looking to start LIPA, Liverpool was a bit on its knees. It was not in a good shape at all, you know. And people said, well, why are you bothering Liverpool? You know, I said, well, believe me, it's a cool place. And now it's really, there's a bit of a resurgence, quite a resurgence, you know. So I think being the capital of culture, I think it's a great thing for it. I remember when Glasgow was named capital of culture and I was driving past a big sign in Glasgow, I thought, are you kidding, aren't you? Glasgow, and he comes like, all right, Jimmy, how you doing, mate? But then, of course, then they start, you get Macintosh, and you get the tea rooms, and you get all the great buildings and the culture. I think that's what calling it the capital of culture does. It reminds you of its great history and all the culture associated, not just the Beatles, not just the football, but all the other stuff. So I think it's great for the city, you know.
It is, and the beat goes on, as they say.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lovely to see you again. Nice one. Thank you very much indeed.
Great. All right, Tom.